This is Daniel.
This is Mason.
This is John.
This is Asa.
And it's Jim.
So we are doing a brief panel episode. Brief. I'm saying that now. I may come to regret that. It may not be brief. We might be here 3 days from now. We're going to talk about the end of Google+. Not just about the end of Google Plus in general, but the end of Google Plus as it relates to the OSR, indie D&D, RPG scene. But the thing is, I think I'm the only one who actually participates in said scene here. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I had a thing that I was trying to get off the ground, but I think I arrived a little too late to the party, and it was really broken by the time I got to it.
Yeah, Google Plus, it started with a lot of very useful features. So you could customize where each post was going. You could follow only the stuff you cared about, but they seemed to degrade the unique features of G Plus as time went on.
It's like Pinterest.
What do you mean?
Like when I load up when I load up G Plus, it's like it looks like Pinterest to me now. And I know that I can select like people to follow, but like it loaded so many sponsored ads in there that I couldn't even turn off.
You see sponsored ads?
Yep.
I don't see any sponsored ads.
Do you have ad blocker?
Yeah.
I do too.
Well, are you following... Oh, I bet you're just looking at your home feed instead of your circle stream.
Well, it doesn't really matter anymore now, does it?
Doesn't matter because Google Plus is closing down in, I think, 2019. Is that right? Or at the end of this year, 2018?
Insert funeral march.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty amazing that a company like Google failed so spectacularly in social media.
That's kind of their thing. But they try so many pet projects. I mean, they launched the freaking Google Glass, which was like lauded as the new wearable technology. That was like 4 years ago. They dropped that.
And then there was Google Wave. Do you guys remember that?
No.
It was a thing. I think it was like an audio video kind of thing like Google Hangouts is, which is also going away.
Yeah.
Google Hangouts is going away?
Yeah,
Going away?
year.
Are they replacing it with Duo?
They
Yes.
did not.
That is. Okay.
I think
Maybe.
I think the Google laptop and the Google Pixel is really cool, but what software or applications have they succeeded in? Because they bought YouTube. Have they done anything useful?
Google.
Gmail.
Gmail works. I don't know. Gmail works.
It works for sure.
Yeah, and then they came out with Inbox. Did you guys use
Which
that?
works, which is great for consolidation.
And they're getting rid of Inbox.
Cool. All right.
But
they
They had Google
getting rid of
Wallet, which was
Inbox?
awesome, and it's gone.
Yeah, Wallet was fantastic. I remember when that first started and I got the debit card. It was so freaking cool.
It was Venmo,
Yeah. Yep.
like, 5 years ago?
And they got rid of it.
And it's gone.
Their phones are cool, though.
Yeah, so Google Inbox, I started using that, but now they're folding in a lot of its features into Gmail.
I've noticed that, though. Like, my Gmail looks so much better.
I don't understand why they did it in the first place. Why didn't they just upgrade Gmail?
I
I think it was a test.
Yeah,
But
Probably.
super public beta.
it was A/B testing.
So what other social media sites are really used that much? I mean, Facebook, yes, of course, but does Facebook just have a giant monopoly? And that's...
Instagram.
From my point of view, I feel like
Instagram is owned by Facebook.
Facebook
Oh, yeah,
died
isn't it?
a while ago, like 2 years ago.
I agree.
I don't see anybody using Facebook, but
Well, people use it to logging into things. Like, I feel I die a little bit when I go onto a page and see log in with Facebook. I'm like, no.
I log in with
I have,
Facebook.
I have one, but
Ghost
no.
accounts.
I do it because it's so much faster.
Yeah, no. I'll use the login with Google, but
Yeah.
not the Facebook.
I've noticed anybody younger than me does not use Facebook. I'm like the last person in the world.
But what can you can't do much with Twitter.
Hey.
People use Twitter, but you can't do much with it.
Hey, where am I going to see my minions if I'm not on Facebook?
Mm.
Where am I going to see my minions?
I agree.
I don't know. It's a weird time to be alive, really.
Maybe
You know,
social media is dead.
Yeah. They're trying to do this project, the G Plus thing, and I tried for a while with Daniel, and I could never really get behind it. And when they started the circles and all this stuff, it was too much. I don't know.
That's what made G Plus good.
The
is
circles?
that you can choose what to read, so you can customize your reading feed by choosing what circles are in it, and then you can choose what you post to by adding people to different circles.
Now that still functions to this day, correct?
Yes, it does.
And I've used that, and that is useful. But it seemed like, is that all that's using G Plus?
No, they also added a feature called collections,
Yes. Yep.
which are like possibly public circles,
Right.
which is even better. It's not a replacement; it's just an alternate thing. And so right now, that's great, but now it's going away. So some people are moving to a site you guys probably have never heard of called MeWe.
Nope.
Me. It's the word me and then the word we.
No. Definitely not.
No.
So all those features you described, you can definitely do on Facebook, and it's trivially easy to do it.
I don't know if it's as well put together as
Can
G+.
you? Like
Yeah.
when you share a post, can you
Yes.
just pick a
Absolutely.
category of
Yes.
people that you've added things to?
Yes, yes, you can.
But I don't think that it's laid out in the same way. Like
It might not be as
part
obvious.
of the thing that I liked about G Plus when I was using it was like it was similar to Pinterest in the way that you scrolled through it. Like you could see different things that you were interested in and things that you followed versus like Facebook's linear, like one thing at a time, and you could easily scroll past something.
So I never use Google Plus to discover things. I only use it to follow people I already know about, and then when people comment on that, I will add them to my circles. And that's the only way that I discover things, which is great for me because I've got like 500 or 600 people in my circles after using it for years.
Humble brag.
And then the amount of people of those that I actually keep in my home feed to see content from is much smaller than that.
I did see when I was really like I had a lot more time on my hands where I was working on my own thing, but I did find a lot of useful things like from indie RPG makers and things like very creative, and easy to add into my own thing that I was running. It was, I don't know.
You don't want to use Facebook because that's where all your friends and relatives are, right?
Yep, that's right.
Like all your coworkers.
You don't want to use something
your bosses.
that your mom is on.
Yeah, your mom is watching everything that you're doing. She's like, "Good job, honey. I like your post."
Personally, when I look at Facebook, the interface feels gross and
Yes.
sticky. Like having to change settings. There's so many things to click on. Everything gets buried. It's as if it's designed as a maze for you to get lost in.
Yeah,
Well,
everyone switched to Facebook because MySpace got that way.
Mazebook.
And then now, Facebook. And now Facebook is exactly what MySpace was 10 years ago or whenever that was.
Facebook feels the same as it was
Oh,
when it
gosh.
came out.
It was longer than 10 years ago, wasn't it?
It was a long time ago.
So Twitter is definitely not the place. So the OSR community, it doesn't make sense at all.
You can't have long discussions on Twitter
You can't
profitably.
you can't do anything. You can't store much on Twitter. You can't access anything stored on Twitter.
Reddit.
Yeah, but how about that Trump though? He used that Twitter.
He posts like every hour. How does he do it?
Oh no, it's incredible.
What people didn't realize is that the 2016 election was to elect the president of Twitter.
Whoops.
It's right there on the ballot.
Fine
Guys didn't
print.
even look.
So MeWe is newish, and it's developed by like a couple libertarian kind of people, which the leftists on
Thanks,
G+,
I hate it.
really are triggered by. So they hate it for that reason alone. But there are reasons to not like it beyond that. So it looks gross. There's no dark theme. It's very bright. Has a stupid name. It doesn't allow any public viewing of anything, as far as I know, which was intentional. They wanted it to be very privacy featured. They don't sell your data. They don't track you.
Like a libertarian.
Yes, that, see.
Yet.
So but that comes with downsides where you can't just make a post and then link to it from your blog, because somebody has to be a member of MeWe and logged into it and subscribe to you to see it. So you can't view any of that data easily. I think they're trying to work on that, but who knows? And then there's also the issue of how are they going to stay in business, because there's no fee to use the site and they don't do advertising. So there's like some premium features, but I don't know how many people are actually using those features. I'm not. And then the public groups, or the groups that you can join that have the most users, are all like boomer groups, like Americans for Trump, ! Right? Because if you want to have a left-leaning group, you're probably on Twitter or Facebook or something like that. So you get the rejects and the weirdos on the fringe social media sites, right? So people who are sensitive to that are not going to like that. Those are the problems with MeWe.
So why not Reddit? Why haven't they already adapted to this? The natural like upvote, downvote system that Reddit has seems like it'd be perfect for.
But there are OSR subreddits already.
There's one
But they're
called
just-
ROSR. You can get to it. And Reddit has, I think, recently added so you can follow individual people,
Yeah.
which I think solves the problem of a flood of content.
There's a beta out as well for the Reddit mobile app that allows you to have almost a Circles-esque like friend group. Like it's not necessarily a friend group, but it's just a group of people that you follow and that will show up in your feed. Their posts, not necessarily from any particular subreddit. Even if you're not subscribed to that subreddit, it will show up that they posted to the subreddit.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Do you actually have like profile pics yet? Like on Reddit at all?
I think so.
Yeah.
So I mean, it looks like, just looking at it, feels like it almost be too anonymous or something like that. Like it's
Well, the profile highlighting feed. I think that's what that's what would be missing. But what they're saying now is that it's changed, that it's more profile focused.
Yeah, and so that sounds like a much better fit.
Yeah, and you can actually filter now by original content versus, unoriginal content.
Well, maybe that seems like the solution because Twitter is not going to happen. Although
Nope.
people can have to. And Instagram's the same way.
Yep.
And Tumblr's the same way.
Oh man, what's wrong with Tumblr?
To ask the question is to answer it. Yeah. So
Tumblr seems like a really weak candidate. but
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
I only use Tumblr for my furry/fiction.
I only use my Tumblr for Aces /.
Like his one sub.
you know,
Good job, Asa.
when we first brought up this topic, I really didn't know what the solution was. Like, I didn't have a forerunner in mind. Like, I have a MeWe account, but I die a little on the side every time I say that word because it sounds so dumb. So maybe Reddit's the thing.
MeWe.
Oh no, I died more.
So why wouldn't people accept Reddit? I guess that's maybe the better question.
I think Reddit has
like,
a
what-
stigma.
The people on Reddit,
They're
the
pretty.
content
They're
on
pretty
Reddit.
toxic. Like most communities on Reddit are really toxic.
I mean, you get the ability to actually moderate subreddits,
Yeah.
which is something you couldn't really do on public accounts like on G+. So that's something that the OSR community would love.
Yeah,
right?
but the moderation aspect may cause problems.
Now the toxicity a lot of times comes from the moderators. So like the health of a sub like lives and dies with the moderators,
Yeah, and right now I know.
which is not a very libertarian concept.
Well, unless you consider the sub their private property.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
The only OSR compatible subs I know about, or even relevant, are OSR and then /RPG or /D&D, that kind of thing.
I wouldn't.
But they're all very
Our
normie.
Pathfinder?
No.
Except for OSR, they're all very normie.
Yeah.
No, like the D&D subreddit is just pictures of characters.
Phil Shy might take down later.
If I
I thought it
were
looked cute.
if I were imagining myself in the OSR community like Daniel is, I would think that I wouldn't want to migrate toward a larger community. I would want to feel like I'm isolated again back in Google Plus.
Well, I think Reddit still allows for that small group feeling, like because there's tons of small subreddits that are very active.
But also like anybody could come in and look at it unless I guess you could make it private.
Yeah,
and
they're
only
private
have, like
subs.
invitation only. But then also it'll be less accessible, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, now that I think about it, I kind of like that it's all public because if you're posting the private posts, I mean, I post private on G+, but there's no really reason that I do because I don't post personal stuff. I just post links to my blog or links to other people's stuff. Because the private posting I see on G+ is I already unfollow all that stuff because I don't care about your personal life really on G+.
That explains a lot.
It's gonna feel different. I think whatever you guys do, just like it would feel different to switch over from YouTube to Vimeo or Dailymotion or something, because of all the problems that YouTube is experiencing. Because Google's trying to kill that too. Maybe is that just me? Well,
We're just gonna have to have our own internet.
Mason's internet.
OSR needs to go to the dark web.
Hey, there you go.
I think
Yeah,
The very-
OSR.tour.
The very
and we're,
rarest classes, the very rarest DM procedures.
with a little bit of sex trafficking.
Just a little bit.
just the slightest.
Good times.
Black market RPG.
Yeah.
it's all a scam.
So there was a home at one time for this group that considered themselves OSR. But I'll say, maybe there's a little bit of an identity crisis right now in the OSR. We don't have to talk anything about it, but there seems to be a good amount of conflict.
There is.
And
There's drama.
maybe less in common. Like I could see the community very easily fracturing and splintering into a lot of smaller groups.
That reminds me, the default is going to be blogs. So almost everyone who posts seriously on G+ has a blog. I do too. I don't post on it very much.
I have a
but-
WordPress.
Yeah, I have a WordPress blog. Detectmagic.wordpress.com.
The universe provides.wordpress.com.
And then, is that really?
Really?
Yeah, that's it. The universe provides.
That's so good. I wish
yeah.
I had that one. That's good.
He'll sell it to you for
At me, bro.
Yeah, PayPal me.
Auction it.
But
Venmo?
that's going to be the default. People are going to follow each other on blogs and RSS readers and then comment on blogs. That's what it was like before G+. That's what the scene was. And so that's what it's going to default to afterwards.
Because a lot of those links go to their personal blog.
Yeah, a lot of people just post links to their blogs.
Yeah.
And then there's comments. Usually it's easier to comment on G Plus though.
Yeah, because it's right there in the little window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it created that sense of community with everybody still being able to have their own independent
you know,
blog.
Blogger, which Google bought as
Yeah.
well, and then destroyed.
That's
Yeah,
cool, too.
and but there's a sense that like everyone's kind of looking at it together versus you going off to a web page
Right.
somewhere off page and you're in your own little.
Because generally
thing.
you could read whatever it was that they posted and comment on it without ever having to go to their blog.
Right. It's a lot simpler.
Right.
I'm using Ino or Eno Reader, INO Reader for RSS. It's the best.
I downloaded that, but I haven't opened it yet.
It's better than Feedly, which is what I was using before. Oh, you know what else Google killed? Google Reader. That's what everyone was using before Feedly.
Now, does that tie into WeMe? MeWe?
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 Wee wee.
It's worse. It's not good either way you say it.
Wee wee.
Was there a
Wee.
board meeting that got passed in?
Yeah.
Wee Wee's a French children's show.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like about a little elf.
Little elf.
Wee Wee for wee, like yes. I think.
Yes.
Come to Gigi Nori for the RPG. Leave for the obscure French cartoon references.
I guess in summary, probably Reddit is
Yeah.
the way to go.
I'm active on Reddit anyway. Like I would be
But
more comfortable
don't
on
tell us your username because we don't want to look up your history.
it. No, you don't. And it's super easy if you know my
It's John Carpenter,
John
23.
Quincy Adams 420.
So that has been a discussion. You convinced me, Asa. It's Reddit.
Here we
That's
go.
what's got to happen.
Oh, it's our community. To Reddit.
Yeah, and you could form a feed very much like G Plus, and if you want to have a private community, great. But you have the added benefit of moderators. Moderators.
Yeah. And
great.
the thing is that people will complain about the moderators if it gets too bad, you know, so like they'll find their way out or they'll create their own sub, moderate it themselves, and it'll become a more healthy sub.
And you can just subscribe to multiple subs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Because a lot of times the ones that have the really crappy moderators still have good content.
Yeah.
And I really like the search features on Reddit. It's been very useful for a lot of different things, like when I was going keto, for instance.
And when I
Super
was
easy.
looking up podcasting gear.
Yeah.
So anything wrong with this podcast, you can blame on Reddit instead of me.
Yeah. And when I was looking up cute pictures of dogs.
Yeah, I think we've exhausted this. I think that Gigi Nori has made an edict, a fatwa, a papal bull that the OSR community should move to Reddit.